So I recently watched season 3 of The Sinner, and not what I thought it was going to be. So this was a part of my watch list for March of watching The Sinner, and I was really excited to see this most recent season because I had loved the first 2 seasons of this show. I saw the trailers for season 3, and I really like the actor, so I was really excited to see what this was going to be all about. So if you don't know, The Sinner basically is about different crimes that are happening to these people. If you don't know really what The Sinner is about, it focuses mostly on one person each season, and this person has committed a crime, a murder, and automatically people think it's a open and shut case. So okay, they killed this person, and that's the end of it. Throughout each season, there is the same detective that is looking into each case, and he kind of brings a different perspective, and he's like, no, this isn't just open and shut. There's something weird. Why would this person commit this crime? So he kind of looks further into the crimes, and he realizes that there is more to this situation and crime that was committed than meets the eye, and he sees why they committed a crime, what took place, or what led up to their actions. So as I said before, each season focuses on a new person and a new crime, but throughout all 3 seasons the same detective will stay the same. So I really liked the first season, and I also loved the second season, and I was like, okay, let's see what the third season is going to be about. And then I watched it, and I have to say I was kind of disappointed. I didn't really like this season at all. I think it was kind of a waste after a certain point, and I'm like, why am I even still watching? Did I finish the season? Yes, I did. Did I wish it was better? Yes, I did. So I am going to continue going more in depth within the show, so there will be some spoilers. So if you want to click off, you can. Go watch The Sinner season 3, and then you can come back on. I will only be focusing mainly on season 3. I might talk about the first 2 seasons here and there, but I'm just going to be focusing on season 3 and how I caught up and what I thought about this most recent season. The main guy, the focus on this season was this man whose friend he hadn't seen for so long, his college friend, comes back into his life and kind of disrupts everything. So his friend comes back and kind of brings him back into this dark path that they were kind of on when they were in college. And it was mostly about finding the real meaning in life, about facing death and not being afraid to die. And his friend took it very, very extreme. He's like, okay, we're doing all these steps, and the next step is to kill someone, basically. And the dude didn't want to do it. Jamie didn't want to kill someone. He's like, no, dude, that's too far. So the guy's like, no, we got to do this to complete this process. So it wasn't like a cult thing. It was just kind of a different outlook on life, or everyone else in the world is just kind of pretending, and they're really embracing every sense and things like that. Honestly, I feel like it's really confusing, or I'm not even explaining it correctly, but that's what they were doing. And so he ends up killing his friend. They're driving on their way to select someone to murder, and it's basically all random. So it's a random person, so they're gonna go get this person to put in a grave. And so they're driving down the road, and the guy's like, no, Jamie is like, no, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And his friend's like, we're gonna do it. And he starts speeding and everything. Then Jamie pulls the parking brake. The car, at the speed that it's going, the car flips and hits a tree. And his friend, I guess, was not wearing his seatbelt and flown through the windshield, so half his body's outside the car, half his body's still inside the car. And if Jamie had called the ambulance, he would have most likely survived. But Jamie did not. He turned the phone off and wiped the phone clean and threw it away because he's like, no. But before he died, his friend's like, no, you need to complete it. You need to complete this process or whatever. Keep it going. And so that's kind of what started Jamie back on this path that they were in college. And so he killed his friend, and then he doesn't want to do it, but then a part of him does want to do it. It's crazy. Part of him does want to kill people, part of him doesn't want to. And he keeps seeing his friend who he killed, and the guy's dead, but he sees like his ghost or whatever kind of haunting him and like provoking him to murder someone, to feel pain and things like that. So that's basically the story, and that's basically what happened. So what does Jamie eventually do? He does end up murdering someone else. Multiple people, actually. But this is what I didn't like about the show, kind of. It was kind of the detective's relationship with him. To me, that was weird. That was creepy. Like, the detective said he tried to build a relationship with him so this guy would confess. Because right when he was, like, looking into the murder of the car crash, he knew something was fishy, something was up. So he started spending more time with Jamie. And honestly, I felt like he really did care for Jamie and everything like that. And when Jamie ended up killing another person, he knew that Jamie killed him because they were both at the scene earlier and Jamie had come back. So he knew like he killed the person at this house. But he just didn't have like a confession or any proof, really. I guess the thing I didn't like about the show was like we basically knew everything. Like they kind of showed everything in the beginning of the show. Like even like halfway through the episodes, you knew he was a murderer. You knew who he murdered, and you knew why he did it. And I was like, what's the point of even continuing this show? Like we know everything. We're just basically waiting for him to get arrested by this point. Which is like, I don't even know if that's a good reason to continue watching the show. It was just whatever. Because on the other two seasons, like you knew they were the murderer, but you didn't understand why they did it. There was more layers in every episode, a new layer, and then like a twist happened near the end that you found out, wow, all of this was because of certain actions that happened, or like a domino effect. All of this happened because of this. Or like a plot, like a plot twist or something you never expected. The third season is like, I was waiting. I was like, okay, something has to happen at the end that I'm watching this for. Okay, it can't be like this boring. It can't be like this. There has to be a reason they showed you everything in the beginning. Because there has to be some plot twist. No, there was not. And I was so upset. I was like, what are you doing? It was completely different from the other two seasons as well. And I also felt like the previous seasons, they were more people who wouldn't commit a murder. Like Jamie wasn't, but he committed multiple murders. He literally became like a serial killer. Not like a serial killer, but he killed multiple people on purpose. In the first episode, this woman did not kill multiple people. She killed the person who like killed her sister, and like that's the reason like they like she had a revenge. Okay, revenge killing kind of. The second one, he was like killing to protect himself, things like that. So these are people they wouldn't normally kill people, and this is like their only killing and things like that. They weren't killing more people after they killed one person. Jamie was different, which is like, okay, a different twist. But then like the cops still was showing like, I don't know, trying to get him help, but then I don't know, it was all over the place. And then his girlfriend was like, I went to see him again, and then Jamie tried to kill her, and I was like, girl, what you think was gonna happen? And then one of the scenes that annoyed me so much was when the detective decided to get in a grave and he'd be buried alive. Yes, Jamie's like, I want you to understand me more. He's like, we'll flip a coin, we'll see who's gonna go in, and the other person will bury that person. But we'll put a tube in there so you can breathe, right? Okay. No, I wouldn't do that. So he agrees to go in there. And this dude buries him alive with the tube, the air tube still in there. But then he's fully buried, and Jamie pulls that tube out. And I was like, dude, I could have told you that from the beginning. This dude was gonna do that to you. So he's there, buried alive. Eventually, Jamie unburies him. He's like, see, you gotta get so close. You gotta face death. You gotta think that you're gonna die. That's how this all works. And I'm over here, this dude buried you alive, and you're still having some type of compassion for him. And I just didn't understand. I honestly did not. This is like a really long rant, and I'm honestly over talking about this season because I was just annoyed. I honestly didn't understand what was the point of the final episodes. Like, he just died. Nothing big was revealed. No huge plot twist. We knew from the beginning how the first murder went down. We started to know why he ended up killing people, you know, because this was kind of like infected with from his friend telling him like, this is what we need to do. And that was literally in the first couple episodes. So by the time he was like killing multiple people, we're like, okay, we know why he's doing this. We know he's the killer. So we're literally just waiting for him to get arrested. And I was like, that I'm just over it. But I just kept watching because I was hoping it would end and have some weird twist, something different I wouldn't expect. But it didn't. So yeah, I was not a fan of this. The first 2 seasons, I would definitely give them like a 4. This season, I think I'm going to give it like a 2. Because it was like okay. Like the beginning episodes were okay. But I was just annoyed. So I'm going to give it a 2. I did see that there's supposed to be a 4th season coming out, which I'm excited about because I'm hoping they redeem themselves from this past season. And I feel like they had all the makings to make this great, because like at the surface it seems like a pretty decent story, but I don't know how it was executed, how it like turned out just wasn't that great. So yeah, if I had to rate this, it'd be a 2. I wouldn't recommend watching the 3rd season. I would suggest skip it and just go to season 4, because you honestly don't need to watch each season to follow. They're kind of like their own separate seasons. It's just the same detective, so do what you want to do. So yeah, that's what I thought about this. If you heard in my March list, I was really excited to watch this. This is one of my favorite ones. I was really excited to watch because I had seen the previous seasons and it was one of my most disappointing, honestly, so far for the year of what I've watched. That's it. That was my little rant and how annoyed I was from this season. But I am hoping the future season is better. But if you have seen The Sinner season 3, let me know what you think. I think when I saw what other people were talking about, they didn't like it as much as the other seasons. So let me know if you felt the same way. And will you be watching season 4 if you didn't like this season? Or will you not be giving it a watch because of how bad season 3 was? Also, if you want to see more TV content, definitely check out my blog, which I will link in the description below. Way more TV content for you. I have recommendations, different things like that. And also you can follow me on Twitter. That's where I share all my posts and things like that. Anything I post on YouTube or my blog will be shared to Twitter, so you can definitely go follow that if you want. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Thanks for listening, and until next time, bye.